Hello, lovely friends out there. I am your host, Edwin Sunny, the creator, the star maker, singer, and admin of various YouTube channels. Welcome, and also social media influencer. And I welcome to all about this video on this channel, Sunny GK World, especially meant for the people of the world who are very, very keen and very, very worried about getting more and more knowledge day by day. That's why I have created this beautiful channel in simple words, in simple way. It dictates the terms. That's the thing. That's the quality of our channel. I love my all international friends around the globe from Italy, America, Canada, France, Paris, Russia, Japan, Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, India, Indonesia, Vietnam, and rest of the places in Europe and Africa. In today's video, before starting, this is the point. Once again, I remind that you have to click on the subscribe, that red color subscribe button, bell icon, that is small bell icon, that is a notification bell, and like button. After clicking these three buttons, you have to share the video and this channel link on WhatsApp groups, Facebook, Telegram, Instagram groups, and on threads. Our videos also.
It offers an incredible combination of history, art, architecture, natural beauty, and culture. From ancient Roman ruins to Renaissance masterpieces and breathtaking coastal landscapes, Italy attracts millions of visitors every year. The country is famous for its historic cities, scenic countryside, dramatic mountains, and charming seaside villages. Travelers can explore famous landmarks, enjoy world-class cuisine, and experience unique regional traditions. Below is an explanation of Italy's most famous destinations, regions, and the best time to visit. Rome, the Eternal City. Image Rome, the capital of Italy, is often called the Eternal City because of its long and influential history. Founded more than 2,700 years ago, it was once the center of the Roman Empire, which controlled much of Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East. One of Rome's most famous landmarks is the Colosseum, an enormous ancient amphitheater built nearly 2,000 years ago where gladiators once fought for public entertainment. Nearby are the ruins of the Roman Forum, which was the political and social center of ancient Rome. Another iconic attraction is the Trevi Fountain, a magnificent Baroque fountain where visitors traditionally toss a coin to ensure they will return to Rome someday. Within the city lies Vatican City, the headquarters of the Roman Catholic Church and home to St. Peter's Basilica and the Sistine Chapel, famous for Michelangelo's ceiling paintings. Rome combines ancient ruins with modern life, offering museums, churches, lively squares, and delicious Italian cuisine. Florence, the heart of the Renaissance. Image. Florence is considered the birthplace of the Renaissance, a cultural movement that revived classical art, science, and literature in Europe during the 14th to 17th centuries. The city is famous for its artistic heritage and stunning architecture. The most recognizable building is the Florence Cathedral, also known as the Duomo, with its massive red dome designed by Filippo Brunelleschi. This architectural masterpiece dominates the skyline of Florence. Another major attraction is the Uffizi Gallery, one of the most important art museums in the world. It contains works by legendary artists such as Leonardo da Vinci, Botticelli, and Michelangelo. Florence also features the Ponte Vecchio, a historic bridge lined with shops that cross the Arno River. The city's streets, churches, and museums make it one of the best places in the world to explore Renaissance art and culture. Venice, the city of canals. Image Venice is one of the most unique cities on Earth. Built on more than 100 small islands in a lagoon, the city has no roads. Instead, transportation takes place through canals. The most famous waterway is the Grand Canal, which winds through the city and is lined with beautiful historic palaces. Visitors often explore Venice by riding gondolas, traditional new boats steered by gondoliers. The heart of Venice is St. Mark's Square, where visitors can see the magnificent St. Mark's Basilica and the historic Doge's Palace, once the residence of the rulers of the ancient republic. Another famous famous landmark is the Rialto Bridge, one of the oldest and most iconic bridges crossing the Grand Canal. Venice is famous for its romantic atmosphere, historic architecture, and annual Venice Carnival, where people wear elaborate masks and costumes. Amalfi Coast, Italy's scenic coastline image. The Amalfi Coast is one of Italy's most spectacular coastal regions. Located in southern Italy along the Mediterranean Sea, it is famous for its steep cliffs, colorful villages, and stunning sea views. One of the most famous towns on the coast is Positano, known for its pastel-colored houses built on cliffs overlooking the sea. The narrow streets are filled with shops, restaurants, and cafes. Another beautiful destination is Ravello, located high above the coastline. It is known for its peaceful gardens and breathtaking panoramic views of the sea. The Amalfi Coast is a popular destination for relaxation, photography, and scenic drives along winding coastal roads. Tuscany, vineyards, and historic canals. Image Tuscany is one of the most picturesque regions in Italy. It is famous for its rolling hills, vineyards, olive groves, and medieval towns. The region is particularly known for producing world-famous wines such as Chianti. Visitors often travel through the countryside, visiting vineyards, tasting wines, and enjoying traditional Italian food. One of Tuscany's most beautiful cities is Siena, famous for its medieval architecture, the Piazza del Duomo, a large circular square where the historic carnival horse race takes place twice each year. Tuscany offers a peaceful atmosphere and beautiful landscapes, making it a favorite destination for travelers seeking culture and nature. Cinque Terre, colorful seaside villages image. The Cinque Terre, meaning five lands, consists of five small seaside villages located along the rugged coastline of northwestern Italy. The villages are Monterosso, Vernazza, Verniglia, Manarola, Rio Maggiore. Each village is built along cliffs facing the sea and is known for its brightly colored houses. Visitors can travel between the villages by train, boat, or hiking trails that offer spectacular views of the Mediterranean Sea. The area is also known for its seafood, vineyards, and peaceful coastal atmosphere. Other famous destinations in Italy. Besides the cities and regions above, Italy has many other remarkable places to visit. Milan is Italy's financial and fashion capital. It is famous for the magnificent Milan Cathedral, Duomo di Milano, and for being a center of global fashion. Pompeii, near the city of Naples, is one of the most famous archaeological sites in the world. The ancient Roman city was buried under volcanic ash after the eruption of Mount Vesuvius in 79 AD, preserving buildings, streets, and artifacts for nearly 2,000 years. Lake Como, located in northern Italy, is known for its stunning mountain scenery, elegant villas, and peaceful lakeside towns. The Dolomites, part of the Alps in northern Italy, are famous for dramatic mountain peaks, hiking trails, skiing resorts, and breathtaking landscapes. Best time to visit Italy. The best time to visit Italy depends on the type of travel experience a visitor wants. The shoulder seasons near spring, April to June, and autumn, September to October, are generally considered the best times to visit. During these months, the weather is pleasant, temperatures are comfortable, and tourist crowds are smaller compared to the peak summer season. Spring brings blooming flowers and lively festivals, while autumn offers beautiful scenery and harvest celebrations in wine regions like Tuscany. Summer, July, and August is the busiest time in Italy, with large tourist crowds and very warm temperatures, especially in cities such as Rome and Florence. Winter is quieter and ideal for visiting museums and historic cities, while the Alps and Dolomites become popular destinations for skiing. Conclusion. Italy is a country that offers an extraordinary variety of experiences for travelers. Visitors can explore ancient Roman ruins in Rome, admire Renaissance art in Florence, ride gondolas through the canals of Venice, or enjoy the scenic beauty of the Amalfi Coast and Cinque Terre. Regions like Tuscany provide peaceful countryside landscapes and world-class vineyards, while places such as Lake Como and the Dolomites offer stunning natural scenery. Italy is one of the most historically significant countries in the world. Located in southern Europe, it has played a major role in shaping Western civilization, politics, culture, art, science, and religion. From the rise of the Roman Empire to the Renaissance and modern European integration, Italy's history reflects a long period of power, transformation, and cultural influence. It has geography and location image. Italy is a boot-shaped country located in the center of the Mediterranean Sea and southern Europe. It covers an area of about 301,338 square kilometers. The country consists mainly of a long peninsula extending from the Alps Mountains in the north to the Mediterranean Sea. Italy shares land borders with France, Switzerland, Austria, and Slovenia. Two independent countries, Vatican City and San Marino, are located within Italian territory. Italy also includes several islands, the largest being Sicily and Sardinia. The capital city of Italy is Rome, one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities in the world. The country's geography includes mountains, plains, rivers, and coastlines, which historically influenced settlement patterns, trade, and political divisions. Had early history of Italy imaged between the 9th century BC and the 6th century AD, Italy was inhabited by several different ancient peoples and cultures. Phoenicians, skilled maritime traders from the eastern Mediterranean, established colonies in Sicily and Sardinia. Greeks settled in southern Italy and created colonies known collectively as Magna Graecia, Greater Greece. These cities became centers of Greek culture, philosophy, and trade. Occupied much of northern Italy, Etruscans, an advanced civilization dominated central Italy. They developed cities, architecture, engineering techniques, and cultural traditions that strongly influenced later Roman civilization. These different cultures laid the foundation for the political and cultural development of Italy before the rise of Rome. Rise of the Roman Kingdom and Republic. Image according to Roman tradition, the city of Rome was founded in 753 BC by the legendary figures Romulus and Remus. Initially, Rome was ruled by 7 kings, many of whom were believed to be of Etruscan origin. In 509 BC, the Roman people overthrew the last king and established the Roman Republic. The Republic was governed through a political system involving the Senate, elected officials such as consuls, assemblies representing Roman citizens. The state was symbolized by the phrase SPQR, Senatus Populus Romanus, meaning the Senate and the people of Rome. Over several centuries, Rome expanded rapidly through military conquest and diplomacy. By the 2nd century BC, the Roman Republic controlled most of Italy, large parts of Western Europe, North Africa, and parts of the Middle East. Rome became the dominant power of the Mediterranean world. The Roman Empire. Image, political instability eventually weakened the Roman Republic. In 44 BC, the Roman general and dictator was assassinated. This event triggered a series of civil wars. In 27 BC, Caesar's adopted son Augustus became the first Roman emperor, marking the beginning of the Roman Empire. Under imperial rule, Rome reached an extraordinary level of power and influence. Italy became the center of administration, culture, and economy for the empire. The empire reached its greatest territorial extent during the reign of Emperor Trajan, 98 to 117 AD. At this time, it stretched from Britain in the west, North Africa in the south, the Middle East in the east. Roman achievements included engineering and architecture, roads, aqueducts, amphitheaters, development of law and governance, spread of Latin language and Roman culture. However, beginning in the 3rd century AD, the empire started experiencing decline due to political instability, economic difficulties, and external invasions. Fall of the Western Roman Empire. In 395 AD, the Roman Empire was permanently divided into 2 parts. 1. Western Roman Empire, centered in Rome. 2. Eastern Roman Empire, also known as the Byzantine Empire, centered in Constantinople. The Western Roman Empire faced continuous attacks from Germanic tribes. In 476 AD, the last Western Roman Emperor Romulus Augustulus was dethroned by the Germanic leader Odoacer. This event traditionally marks the fall of the Western Roman Empire. Odoacer then declared himself the king of Italy, ruling from the city of Ravenna. Medieval Italy and the Renaissance image. During the Middle Ages, Italy was divided into many small kingdoms, duchies, and powerful city-states, such as Florence, Venice, Milan, Genoa, Naples. These city-states often fought each other, but also became wealthy centers of trade and banking. This environment eventually gave birth to the Renaissance, a cultural movement that began in Florence in the 14th century and spread across Europe. The Renaissance marked a revival of classical learning, art, science, and human creativity. Italy became the center of remarkable achievements in painting, architecture, sculpture, literature, science, and philosophy. Great figures such as Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, and Galileo almost much of Italy fell under the influence of the Habsburg dynasty. Napoleonic era and the road to unification. In 1796, the French leader Napoleon Bonaparte invaded Italy. Several Italian states were reorganized under French control, including the Napoleonic Kingdom of Italy. After Napoleon's defeat, the Congress of Vienna, 1815, restored many of the old monarchies. However, nationalist movements had already begun spreading across the Italian peninsula. During the 19th century, the Italian unification movement, known as the Risorgimento, aimed to unite the various states into one nation. Key figures included Giuseppe Garibaldi, Count Camillo di Cavour, King Victor Emmanuel II. In 1861, most Italian territories united to form the Kingdom of Italy. Further expansion continued. 1866, Italy annexed Venetia after allying with Prussia against Austria. 1870, Italy captured Rome, ending papal rule and completing national unification. Rome became the capital of the unified Italian state. Fascist Italy and World War II. After World War I, Italy faced serious economic difficulties, unemployment, and social unrest. Although Italy had been on the winning side, it did not receive all the territories promised by the Allies. This led many Italians to describe the outcome as a mutilated victory. These conditions helped the rise of Benito Mussolini and the Fascist Party. In 1922, Mussolini came to power after the march on Rome and established a dictatorship. Fascist Italy aimed to restore the glory of the Roman Empire. Key events during Mussolini's rule include 1935, Italy invaded Ethiopia. 1939, Italy annexed Albania. 1940, Italy joined World War II on the side of Nazi Germany. However, Italy suffered military defeats. In 1943, after the Allied invasion of Sicily, Mussolini was removed from power. Germany then occupied northern Italy and created a puppet state called the Italian Social Republic under Mussolini. Italian resistance fighters, along with Allied forces, fought against German and fascist troops. In April 1945, Mussolini was captured and executed. Shortly afterward, German forces in Italy surrendered. Birth of the Italian Republic and modern Italy. In 1946, a national referendum was held to decide the future of Italy's government. People voted to abolish the monarchy, and Italy became a republic. During the late 1950s and early 1960s, Italy experienced rapid industrial growth known as the Italian economic era. This period transformed Italy into one of the world's major industrial economies. Italy also became an important member of international organizations, including NATO, European Coal and Steel Community, European Union. Today, Italy is known for its strong economy, cultural heritage, and global influence in art, fashion, cuisine, and tourism. It is one of the most visited countries in the world, with historic cities such as Rome, Florence, and Venice attracting millions of tourists every year. Italy's history spans more than 3,000 years and includes the rise of the Roman Empire, the birth of the Renaissance, struggles for national unity, and participation in major global conflicts. Despite periods of decline and political turmoil, Italy has remained a central force in shaping Western civilization. Today, as a democratic republic and a key member of the European Union, Italy continues to influence global culture, politics, and economics. If you want, I can also help you with a
Hello guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please make sure you hit the subscribe button, like below this video, and also share the video and this channel link on WhatsApp groups in between your friends and relatives so that they also enjoy as enjoyed by you. And one more thing, please follow my Facebook, Instagram, and so that is a family or knowledge for the world. Again to the man.
Uzbekistan, a landlocked country in the heart of Central Asia, is a place where ancient history, warm hospitality, and everyday affordability come together in a way that feels almost unreal to many travelers. Once a vital part of the legendary Silk Road, Uzbekistan has for centuries connected East and West, and that legacy still shapes its culture, architecture, and people today. The story of Uzbekistan begins thousands of years ago, when great cities like Samarkand, Bokhara, and Khiva rose from the desert sands as centers of trade, science, and art. Merchants carrying silk, spices, gold, and ideas passed through these cities, making them some of the most important hubs in the world. Samarkand, often called the Pearl of the East, was famously developed by the conqueror Emir Timur Tamerlane in the 14th century. He turned it into a grand capital filled with stunning mosques, madrasas, and mausoleums, many of which still stand today with their dazzling blue tiles and intricate designs. Walking through Registan Square in Samarkand feels like stepping into a living painting. The towering madrasas, covered in geometric patterns and shimmering mosaics, reflect the brilliance of Islamic architecture. In Bokhara, the old city is so well preserved that it feels like time has paused. Narrow streets, ancient minarets, and bustling bazaars tell stories of traders and scholars who once shaped the intellectual life of the region. Khiva, another historic city, is like an open-air museum, with its mud brick walls and perfectly preserved buildings enclosed within ancient fortifications. But Uzbekistan is not just about history. It is also about its people, who are widely known for their kindness and hospitality. Uzbek culture places great importance on welcoming guests. It is common for locals to invite visitors into their homes, offering tea, bread, and traditional meals with genuine warmth. The people are diverse in appearance, reflecting centuries of cultural exchange along the Silk Road. You will see a mix of Central Asian, Persian, and even East Asian features, all blending into a unique and beautiful identity. Many visitors are struck not just by physical beauty, but by the genuine smiles and respectful nature of the people. Traditional Uzbek clothing adds to this charm. Brightly colored fabrics, embroidered patterns, and handcrafted designs are still worn, especially during festivals and celebrations. Women often wear flowing dresses made from ikat fabric, while men may wear embroidered caps known as dapi. These cultural elements give everyday life a vibrant and artistic feel. One of the most surprising aspects of Uzbekistan for many travelers is how affordable it is. Compared to many countries, the cost of living and travel here is remarkably low. A hearty traditional meal, such as plav, a rice dish cooked with meat, carrots, and spices, might cost only a few dollars in local restaurants. Fresh bread, known as naan, is both delicious and inexpensive, often baked in clay ovens and sold in local markets for a very low price. Transportation is also affordable. High-speed trains connecting major cities like Tashkent, Samarkand, and Bokhara are modern, comfortable, and reasonably priced. Local taxis and buses cost very little, making it easy for both locals and tourists to travel around without spending much.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you love this video. Before leaving the video, I request you once again to hit the subscribe button and like this video and share this video link and the link of
Accommodation in Uzbekistan offers great value as well. From budget guest houses to charming boutique hotels located in historic buildings, visitors can find comfortable places to stay at prices far lower than in many Western countries. Even in popular tourist cities, it is possible to enjoy a memorable and authentic experience without a high budget. Markets in Uzbekistan are full of life and color. Fruits, vegetables, spices, nuts, and dried fruits are sold at incredibly low prices. Uzbekistan is especially famous for its sweet melons, juicy pomegranates, and flavorful grapes. Walking through a local bazaar is an experience in itself, with vendors calling out, offering samples, and engaging in friendly conversation. Despite its affordability, Uzbekistan is rich in cultural and intellectual heritage. The region has produced some of the world's greatest scholars, including Al-Khwarizmi, the father of algebra, and Avicenna, Ibn Sina, a pioneer in medicine. Their contributions to science and knowledge have had a lasting impact on the world. In modern times, Uzbekistan has been developing rapidly while still preserving its traditions. The capital city, Tashkent, is a blend of Soviet-era architecture, modern buildings, and green parks. It offers a different perspective compared to the ancient cities, showing how the country is moving forward while respecting its past. Tourism in Uzbekistan has been growing steadily as more people discover its hidden beauty. The government has made efforts to simplify visa processes and improve infrastructure, making it easier for international visitors to explore the country. What truly makes Uzbekistan special is the feeling it gives to those who visit. It is not just the stunning architecture or the low prices, but the sense of connection to history, to culture, and to people. Sitting in a courtyard with a cup of green tea, listening to stories, and watch golden sunset over ancient domes creates memories that stay for a lifetime. Uzbekistan is a place where the past and present live side by side. It is a country where you can walk through centuries-old streets in the morning, enjoy a delicious and affordable meal in the afternoon, and share laughter with friendly locals in the evening. Its beauty is not only in its monuments but in its everyday life. For anyone seeking a destination that combines history, culture, affordability, and genuine human connection, Uzbekistan stands as one of the most remarkable places in the world.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you loved this video. Before leaving the video, I request you once again to hit the subscribe button and like this video and share this video. And the link of the channel on WhatsApp group, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, so that other fans the same knowledge. Thank you so much. Keep loving the world and keep supporting.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. Buildings as the chemicals that take us higher. The night's young, it has just begun.
Hello friends, I am Edwin Sunny, owner and creator of this video and channel. Today, in this video, I post the basic and very important historical, culture, tradition and epics of beautiful country and one of my favorite country, none other than South Korea. What is the history? What are the monuments? What are the historical places you can visit in this beautiful city and one of my favorite country, you can say, after that depart from North Korea, it splits. Korea splits into two parts, North Korea and South Korea. Today, in this video, I am only discussing about South Korea. So let's begin this video, but before leaving the video or this channel, it's your duty and responsibility to hit the subscribe bell and like buttons. Why I am saying this? Because whenever we launches our new video, it is totally free to watch that video is of great importance like this. So hit the subscribe bell and like and share the video link on WhatsApp group, Facebook, Instagram, in between your relatives and friends so that they also get benefited. And you can also watch our videos on Daily Motion channels, Telegram and WhatsApp channel. Let's begin this today's video. I am Edwin Sunny. I am creating this video especially for my South Korean friends. Love you all. Let's begin.
South Korea, or the Republic of Korea, ROK, has transformed from a war-torn nation into a major developed democracy and economic power. Founded in 1948, it survived the devastating Korean War, 1950 to 53, evolving from authoritarian rule to a thriving economy and cultural powerhouse since democratic reforms in 1987. Wikipedia. Key historical phases. Ancient and colonial history. Korea has a long history, with early kingdoms like Gojoseon and the Three Kingdoms, Beach, Goguryeo, Silla, ruling the peninsula. It was colonized by Japan from 1910 to 1945. Division and War, 1945 to 1953. Following Japan's defeat in World War II, the U.S. and USSR divided Korea at the 38th parallel. In 1948, the South became the ROK under Syngman Rhee, while the North was established under communist rule. The 1950 to 53 Korean War resulted in massive destruction and left the peninsula divided by a demilitarized zone. Economic miracle, 1960s to 1990s. Under rapid modernization efforts, South Korea developed industrial conglomerates, chaebols such as Samsung and Hyundai, turning it into a global economic leader. Democratization, 1987. Present. Following decades of authoritarian rule, intense public protests forced democracy, leading to direct presidential elections in 1987. Modern status. Today, South Korea is a prominent global player in technology, pop culture, K-pop/cinema, and trade. History.com. History.com. +6. Key aspects of the story. Democracy. Since 1987, South Korea has maintained a competitive electoral system. Economy. It is one of Asia's most affluent countries, moving from poverty to a top-tier economy. Cultural power. Known as the Hallyu or Korean Wave, its culture is popular worldwide. Demographics. Over half of the population, 52 million, lives in the Seoul metropolitan area. Wikipedia. Ongoing conflict. Division. The 1953 armistice means North and South Korea are technically still at war. Keep in mind this program is specially created by Singer, content creator admin Sunny, only for educational and knowledge. Use. The history of South Korea begins with the Japanese surrender on 2 September 1945. 1. At that time, South Korea and North Korea were divided, despite being the same people and on the same peninsula. In 1950, the Korean War broke out. North Korea overran South Korea until US-led UN forces intervened. At the end of the war in 1953,
which symbolizes Canada's national identity and democracy. 5. Canadian Museum of History, museums, restaurants, and scenic waterfront views. 8. Hatley Park, National Historic Site. Victoria Hatley Park is a beautiful historic mansion with large gardens and scenic landscapes located in British Columbia. Built in the early 20th century, the estate is now part of Royal Roads University. The site is admired for its architecture, historical significance, and natural beauty. Conclusion. These historical places provide visitors with a unique opportunity to understand Canada's cultural, political, and historical journey. From Viking settlements and Indigenous heritage to colonial forts and modern government buildings, each site tells a different story about how Canada developed into the nation it is today. Exploring these landmarks helps people appreciate Canada's diverse past and rich cultural heritage.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you love this video. Before leaving the video, I request you once again to hit the subscribe button, like this video, and share this video. And the link to our channel on WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So that other than the same knowledge as we go, thank you so much. Keep loving the world and keep supporting.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. Buildings as the chemicals that take us higher. The night's young, it has just begun.
Hello, wonderful people out there. Today I am here at Miss Sunny, and you are watching my general knowledge channel, Sunny's General Knowledge Miss Sunny GK World. My friends, today I got a very, very important topic, and that is the history of entire Europe. The historical, the places to visit in Europe. So, due to the fact this video is too long to handle, and that's why I have decided to take some help from other sites. But this is my creation, and I have created this video only for educational use and to take up the lives of many or thousands of newcomers, those are facing the problem of deep general knowledge in their lives. So I have decided to make this beautiful video for that. Hope you love it, and I only request you to, if you liked any single part of the video, please hit the subscribe button, like below this video, and your job is to share the video link on your WhatsApp groups in between your family and friends around the globe, and also follow my Facebook, Instagram, and Thread pages. And one more thing, we also upload our videos on Motion channels and on Telegram channel. So make sure to hit the subscribe button, like, and let's begin this beautiful video at Miss Sunny here. Let's start.
The ultimate guide to historical places to visit in Europe. Europe is a living museum. Across its cities, islands, mountains, and countryside, you will find layers of civilization built upon one another. From prehistoric stone circles and Greek temples to Roman arenas, medieval castles, Renaissance cathedrals, and powerful 20th century memorials. Each monument reflects political power, religion, art, war, trade, and human ambition. Below is a detailed exploration of the most important historical places to visit in Europe, organized by era and region. Prehistoric and ancient Europe image. 1. Stonehenge, England. Stonehenge, built between 3000 and 2000 BC, Stonehenge remains one of Europe's greatest prehistoric mysteries. Massive standing stones, some transported over 150 miles, are arranged in a circular formation aligned with the summer and winter solstices. Archaeologists believe it functioned as a ceremonial and astronomical site. Visiting at sunrise or sunset offers a powerful connection to Europe's earliest spiritual traditions. 2. Acropolis of Athens, Greece. Acropolis of Athens. The Acropolis represents the height of classical Greek civilization, 5th century BC. It includes the iconic Parthenon, dedicated to the goddess Athena. The harmony, balance, and precision of its design shaped Western architecture for centuries. The Acropolis Museum nearby deepens understanding of ancient democracy, philosophy, and art. Colosseum, Rome. Colosseum, constructed between 70 to 80 AD, this massive amphitheater could seat over 50,000 spectators. Gladiator contests and dramatic performances showcased Roman engineering brilliance and imperial power. Nearby Roman forum ruins allow visitors to walk through the political heart of ancient Rome. Now 4, Pont de Garde, France. Pont de Garde, a 3-tiered Roman aqueduct bridge built in the 1st century AD. It demonstrates Rome's advanced infrastructure. It once carried water over 30 miles to the city of Nice. Now 5, Italy, Pompeii. When Mount Vesuvius erupted in 79 AD, Pompeii was frozen in time. Streets, homes, frescoes, rock, and even food were preserved under volcanic ash. It offers an intimate glimpse into daily Roman life. Byzantine medieval Europe image. Number 6, Hagia Sophia, Turkey. Hagia Sophia, built in 537 AD. Hagia Sophia was the world's largest cathedral for nearly a millennium. Its enormous dome and golden mosaics symbolize Byzantine architectural genius. It later became a mosque and now functions as a mosque again, reflecting layers of religious transformation. Number 7, Notre Dame Cathedral. Notre Dame Cathedral, a masterpiece of Gothic architecture in the 12th and 14th century, features fine buttresses, rose windows, and sculpted gargoyles. It represents medieval Christianity's spiritual power. 8, Alhambra, Spain. Alhambra. This 13th century Moorish palace complex showcases Islamic art in Europe. Intricate tile work, peaceful courtyards, and water gardens reveal the sophistication of Al-Andalus culture before Spain's Christian reconquest. Tower 9. Tower of London, England. Tower of London. Founded by William the Conqueror in 1066, it served as royal palace, fortress, prison, and treasury. Today it houses the crown jewels. Number 10, Doge's Palace, Italy. Doge's Palace, political center of the Venetian Republic. It reflects Venice's maritime power. Gothic architecture combined with Renaissance art makes it unique. Renaissance and Baroque Europe image. 11, Sagrada Familia, Spain. Sagrada Familia, designed by Antonio Gaudí in 1882. This basilica blends Gothic and Art Nouveau styles. Its organic shapes and symbolic facades make it one of Europe's most distinctive churches. 12, Lecce, Italy. Lecce, often called the Florence of the South, Lecce's Baroque churches feature intricate stone carvings and dramatic facades. 13, Palermo Cathedral, Sicily. Palermo Cathedral, a mix of Norman, Arab, Gothic, and Baroque styles, reflecting Sicily's multicultural past. 14, Valley of the Temples, Sicily. Europe's highest active volcano, shaping Sicily's agriculture. 17, Truly of Alberobello, Puglia. Truly of Alberobello. Conical stone houses unique to southern Italy and protected by UNESCO. Number 18, Castel del Monte, Italy. Castel del Monte, a geometrically perfect 13th century castle built by Emperor Frederick II. Greek islands and Mediterranean heritage image. 19, Old Fortress of Porto. Old Fortress of Porto, Venetian fortress guarding Mediterranean trade routes. 20, Delos, Greece. Delos, sacred island believed to be birthplace of Apollo and Artemis. 21, Temple of Apphia, Agony. Temple of Apphia, guarding the sacred triangle of Apollo. Number 22, Monastery of St. John, Patmos. Monastery of St. John the Theologian, UNESCO site linked to the Book of Revelation. Modern Europe and World War sites. Image 23, Eiffel Tower, France. Eiffel Tower, built in 1889 for the World Fair, it symbolizes industrial innovation. 24, Brandenburg Gate, Germany. Brandenburg Gate, neoclassical monument representing German unity after the Cold War. Auschwitz, Birkenau, Poland. Auschwitz-Birkenau, Memorial and Museum preserving the memory of Holocaust victims. Berlin Wall, Germany, Berlin Wall, a reminder of Cold War division and eventual reunification. Why Europe's historical sites matter. Europe contains over 400 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, representing thousands of years of architectural evolution. These places are not only monuments but storytellers, reveal the birth of democracy in Greece, Roman engineering mastery, Islamic art in Spain, Christian Gothic cathedrals, Renaissance creativity, Industrial Revolution innovation, lessons from world wars, from the prehistoric stones of England to the marble temples of Greece and the castles of Italy. Europe offers an unparalleled journey through human civilization. If you would like, from prehistory to the modern age, Europe's story stretches back over 18,000 years, evolving through prehistoric cultures, classical civilizations, empires, religious transformations, artistic revolutions, and world wars. Below is a deeper exploration of these eras and the remarkable landmarks that define them. Prehistoric and ancient Europe, c. 16,000 BC to 500 AD. Image, prehistoric Europe, the first civilizations. One of the earliest advanced cultures of Western Europe was the Magdalenian culture, c. 16,000 BC, known for cave art and stone tools across France, Germany, and Spain. These hunter-gatherers left behind artistic evidence of early human creativity. Stonehenge, built around 3000 to 2000 BC, this mysterious stone circle likely served astronomical and ceremonial purposes. Its alignment with the solstice suggests advanced prehistoric knowledge. Classical Greece, birthplace of democracy and philosophy. Ancient Greece shaped Western philosophy, drama, mathematics, and democracy. Acropolis of Athens. The Acropolis stands as a symbol of classical Greek achievement. Parthenon, dedicated to goddess Athena, representing harmony and proportion in architecture. Roman Empire, engineering and expansion. The Roman Empire, 27 BC, 476 AD, united much of Europe under one political and cultural system. Colosseum, a massive amphitheater, 70 to 80 AD, hosting gladiator games. Pont du Gard, Roman aqueduct bridge demonstrating advanced engineering. Pompeii, city preserved by volcanic eruption in 79 AD. Dag, Roman and Byzantine legacy, 353 AD image. As Rome declined, the Eastern Roman Byzantine Empire preserved classical knowledge and Christian traditions. Hagia Sophia, built in 537 AD, it was the world's largest cathedral for nearly 1,000 years. Its dome is a masterpiece of Byzantine engineering. Venetian Castle shows layers of Byzantine and Venetian, Mediterranean. Monastery of St. John the Theologian, founded in 1088, linked to the Book of Revelation. Panagia Ekatantopiliani, one of the oldest Christian churches in Greece. Medieval and Renaissance Europe, 500 to 1600, image medieval period. Feudal kingdoms, crusades, Gothic cathedrals, and fortified castles define this era. Alhambra, a Moorish palace complex reflecting Islamic art and architecture in Spain. Notre Dame Cathedral, Gothic architecture with flying buttresses and stained glass. Doge's Palace, political center of the Venetian Republic. Renaissance and artistic revival. Europe rediscovered classical knowledge, leading to scientific and artistic breakthroughs. Sagrada Familia, designed by Antoni Gaudí, blending Gothic and modernist styles. Modern era world wars, 1700 to 20th century. Image, industrial revolution. Europe led technological and industrial growth. Eiffel Tower, built in 1889, symbolizing industrial progress and engineering innovation. World War II and division. The 20th century reshaped Europe politically and emotionally. Brandenburg Gate, symbol of German reunification after Cold War division. Auschwitz-Birkenau, memorial and reminder of the Holocaust tragedy. Sicily, a living museum of civilizations. Image Sicily reflects Greek, Roman, Arab, Norman, and Spanish influence. Valley of the Temples, 8 Greek temples in remarkable condition. Villa Romana del Casale, 4th century Roman mosaics. Mount Etna, Europe's highest active volcano. Palermo Cathedral, Arab Norman architectural blend. Greek theater of Taormina, overlooking Etna and the sea. Puglia, southern Italy's hidden treasure image, truly about Arabella, conical stone houses. Lecce, known as Florence of the South for Baroque style. Ostum, the White City. Basilica di San Nicola, pilgrimage site of St. Nicholas. Castel del Monte, geometric medieval fortress. Greek islands, mythology and maritime power image. Old fortress of Corfu, Venetian stronghold. Delos, mythical birthplace of Apollo. Temple of Apphia, part of sacred triangle with Athens and Sun. Pyrgos, marble craftsmanship heritage. Why Europe's heritage is unique. Over 400 plus UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Blend of Greek, Roman, Islamic, Christian, Byzantine, and modern cultures. Architectural evolution from megalithic stones to iron towers. Living cities built upon ancient ruins. If you'd like, I can also turn this into a...
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you love this video. If you're liking the video, I request you once again to hit the subscribe and the like to the video and share the video. And welcome to our channel on our Facebook, Instagram, and God. So let's understand the place on the left because thank you so much. Keep loving the world and keep supporting.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals they take us higher. The night's young and it's just begun.
Hello friends, you are watching Sunny's General Knowledge World, means Sunny's GK World. On this video, we will provide some very fascinating and unique informations about the past, about the world. Now in this today's topic, I have chosen to tell you something about various types of monuments and historical places in India. Now, today I will discuss about the truth and the story of Taj Mahal that is in Agra. So, before starting this video, I request you to please hit the subscribe bell and like button below this video so that whenever we launches our new video, you will never get to miss that upcoming video. You can able to watch that video particularly, especially for you, fully without paying even a single buy for that. So click the subscribe bell and like, and also one more thing, share the video link and channel link on WhatsApp group in between your friends and family, and also follow my Facebook, Instagram and thread pages. One more thing, you can also watch our videos on Daily Motion channels and Telegram channels. So let's begin this today's video. Who could ever think that an eternal love leading to the saga of infinity? Bondage can evolve out of desert like land and would bloom, or you can say blossom, to be the reason to gift our world a poem in marble, the Taj says. No image of the Taj, neither on canvas nor on celluloid, can adequately express its conceptual imaginary nor convey the legend, the poetry and the romance that shrouds what Rabindranath Tagore calls a teardrop on the cheek of time. The Taj Mahal, a spectacle in white marble, unparalleled to any other monument in the world or on earth, unparalleled in grandeur, that depicts the sheer opulence of an era. some structure, the monument of love that Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan gave to the world. It stands as a testimony of his intense love for his wife Mumtaz Mahal. It is a romance celebrated in marble and glorified with precise and semi-precise precious stones, and that the way to appreciate it. Uttar Pradesh, the land of the Taj, is rich in its cultural heritage and has always been a prominent arena of politics and various types of parties engage in that since the ancient time. Agra, the city of the Taj and once the capital of the Mughal Emperor during the 16th through the early 18th centuries, enjoys a close proximity to the national capital city of New Delhi. Tourists from all over the world try to come here. Tourists from all over the world visit Agra to make a pilgrimage to Taj Mahal, India. Most famous architectural wonder in a land where a magnificent temples and edifices abundant to remind visitors about the rich civilization of a country that is slowly but surely lifting itself into a industrialized society as well. Taj Mahal means crown palace and is in fact the most well-preserved and archaeologically you can say as far as art wise and beauty and the cutting of stones and its beautiful dome in the world made by various white marble itself looks beautiful. The English poet Sir Edwin Arnold had described the Taj as not a piece of art as other buildings are, but the proud passions of an emperor's love wrote in living stones. It is a romance celebrated in marble and glorified with precious and semi-precious stones, and that's the way to appreciate it. Taj Mahal stands on the bank of river Yamuna, which otherwise deserves as a white most defending the great Red Fort of Agra, the center of the Mughal emperors until they moved their capital to Delhi in 1637. It was built by the fifth Mughal emperor Shah Jahan in 1631 in memory of his third but the most favorite wife. In fact, his soul-mate Mumtaz Mahal, a Muslim Persian princess. She died while accompanying her husband in Burhanpur in a campaign to crush a rebellion after giving birth to her 13th child. The death so crushed the emperor that all his hair and beard were said to have grown snow white in a few months. When Mumtaz Mahal was still alive, she extracted 4 promises from the emperor. First, that he built the Taj. Second, that he should marry again. Third, that he be kind of their children. And fourth, that he visit the tomb on her death anniversary. However, due to ill health and being under house arrest by his own son and successor to the throne. That man is Aurangzeb. Buried him from continue to keep the last promises. The Taj rises on a high, red sandstone base topped by a huge white. This is a very beautiful story. Huge white marble terrace on which rests the famous dome flanked by four tapering minarets. Within the dome lies the jewel inlaid cenotaph of the queen. So executes is the workmanship that the Taj has been described as having been designed to giant and finished by jewelries. The only thing and the matter is the object in the Taj is the casket of the emperor, which was built beside the queen as an afterthought. Legend has it that during his 8 years-long imprisonment and imprisonment, Shah Jahan used to intensely view the Taj lying on the bed through a diamond fixed in the wall in front of a particular angle. Wow! As a tribute to a woman of exotic beauty and as a monument of a love story which is keeping us engrossed even when we are reading through these pages here. Truly an everlasting romance of a love not ended as yet. The Taj reveals its subtitles to its beholders. The rectangular base of Taj is in itself symbolic of a different sides from which to view a beautiful woman. The main gate is like a veil to a woman's face, which should be lifted delicately, gently, and without haste on the wedding night. In Indian tradition, the veil is lifted gently to reveal the beauty of the bride. As one stands inside the main gate of Taj, his eyes are directed to an arch which frames the Taj. The dome is made of rich marble, but the dome is set against the plain across the river, and it is his background that works. Its magic of colors that, through their reflections, change the view of the Taj Mahal. The colors change at different hours of the day and during different seasons. The Taj sparkles like a jewel in moonlight when the semi-precious stones inlaid into the white marble on the main mausoleum catch and reflect back its glow with a better gleam. The Taj is pinkish in the morning, milky white in the evening, and golden when the moon shines. These changes, they say, depict the different moods of a beauty of any kind. This is the beauty of Taj Mahal marbles, change of the color whole day. Different people have different views of the Taj Mahal, but it would be enough to say that the Taj has a life of its own that leaps out of marble, a masterpiece of the art and science of architectural tips and tricks, a representative of an era called the Mughal period, surpassing any authority to add Mahal. The Taj Mahal stands tall with grace, is not just a parable epitome of emotional and eternal love between a man and a woman, but for other reasons too. Emperor Shah who commissioned the construction of the Taj Mahal, desired to create it also as a symbol of solemnity, harmony, purity, and spirituality as well. So, this is the inner part of the making of Taj Mahal. The Taj is simply a majestic tribute to an exotic beauty. The saga of the Taj would be half told if the mighty related to its not mentioned. Like many a great buildings, the Taj Mahal has its myths and legends. It seems that there is more fiction on the Taj than serious scholar research. Several of these stories belong solely to oral traditions and are told by a guide. Some are so established that they form a popular history of the monument and have made their way into guidebooks, and some have been taken up by scholars or even created by them and thus become part of the surely a strong debate itself. What are the facts more regarding this beautiful monument? To the last category belongs the oldest dawn tales of the Taj. Here, the most widely known is the story of the second Taj, the Black Taj, which Shah Jahan intended to build in black marble opposite the present mausoleum right now on the site of the Mehtab Park. It goes back to the Jean Baptist Tavernier, who, when at Agra in 1965 AD, reported that Shah Jahan began to build his own tomb on the other side of the river, but the war with his son interrupted his plan totally and unable to complete it. And Aurangzeb, who regime at present is not disposed to complete it. Shah was put under house arrest by his own son and successor by force Aurangzeb. The latter did not agree with his father on most issues and was particularly opposed to him building a black Taj like this as his own mausoleum, you can say. Or, upon Shah Jahan's death, Aurangzeb made the body of the emperor, who got the body of his beloved Mumtaz, is a golden casket from Burhanpur to Agra, carried in a boat by only two men and buried him in the Taj. Next to his wife is probably the simplest manner. Shah, the emperor who fulfilled the wishes of his beloved, could not find fulfillment of his own wish to build a black Taj to express his mourning for the beloved Queen Mumtaz Mahal even after his death. That was the serenity in the beauty of the love. So this is all the story of Taj Mahal. I have told you this is the basic what happened that time by the emperor for her love. I hope you loved it, and please make sure to hit the subscribe bell and like below this video so that I will be bringing another good video very soon. And also share the video link on WhatsApp group, Facebook, Instagram, and on other groups. Thank you so much.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals they take us higher. The night's young, it has just begun.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Adventure in the World. I am Anthony, making disclaimer from my side that this is the video I have created only for educational and promotional use so that a visitor, a fan, can gain more knowledge for the world. That's the concluding video, man.
Geography of Spain. The history of Spain, from ancient civilizations to modern democracy. Spain's long and eventful history is the product of many civilizations: Iberians, Celts, Romans, Visigoths, and Moors, each leaving behind enduring cultural, architectural, and linguistic influences. Over thousands of years, Spain transformed from a prehistoric land of tribes into one of the greatest empires of world history. Later experiencing decline, dictatorship, and finally a return to democracy in the 20th century. Prehistoric and early civilizations. Archaeological discoveries in Spain show evidence of human habitation dating back over 1 million years. The Atapuerca caves in northern Spain.
Hello friends, I am Admin Sunny and you are watching Sunny's GK World. In this unique video, I want to concern something very unique about the Mahabharata, the very important mythological book, worship book of Hindus. In interpretation of the overall connection between the Mahabharata, Russia, and future prospects included in this video. Before starting this video, I request you once again, so that you never miss the upcoming videos from our side regarding various types of different knowledge about the fact which a normal person doesn't know about. Imagine being told that an ancient Indian epic like the Mahabharata secretly mentions a modern nation such as Russia, and that this reference appears to align uncanny with today's geopolitical realities. Would you dismiss it as coincidence or consider the possibility that ancient seers encoded future visions in symbolic language that we are only now being to interpret it? This idea forms the foundation of a growing narrative that links Hindu scriptures, propitious and modern global conflicts. This decision is not meant to glorify any nation or promote fear, but to explore a belief system that calms religion, wars, and destiny stand on the same timeline. According to this view, when the bird descends into Jaws, one northern land covered in snow and cold remains standing even after global destructions. The central question raised is why. Some believe that Lord Krishna himself granted a divine boon to a northern nation, ensuring its survival during the Great War of the Kali Yuga. According to these interpretations, that nation is not India, but it's Russia. Whether this is mythology, symbolism, and speculative prophecy is open to debate, but the idea continues to fascinate many people. The Mahabharata and its global references, what are they? The Mahabharata, composed by Maharishi Vedvyas, is one of the longest and most influential epics in human history till date, consisting of nearly 100,000 verses. It is often called the fifth Ved, but people don't know, and narrates the great dramatic war between the Pandavas and the Kauravas. Beyond warfare, it explores philosophy, duty, morality, and the nature of time. Traditionally, the epic is associated with the Indian subcontinent. However, some scholars and interpreters argue that it also references distant regions and kingdoms. In the Sabha Parva Book of Assembly Hall, particularly chapter 51, a list is given of kings who attended Yudhishthira Rajasuria Yagna. Among these names is a region described as Rosha or Rusa, R-U-S-A or R-O-S-H-A, which some modern interpreters associated with present day is called as Russia. Do you understand why? This is the fact I have included this story so that to increase your knowledge regarding mythology of India and mythology of the world. This identification is not universally accepted by historians. Most academic scholars treat these names as symbolic or referring to Central Asia, Central Asian tribes, rather than modern nations, still proponent and of the theory argued that ancient geography was far broader than commonly assumed. So, part by part, we will go through the matter. India-Russia friendship and its symbolic meaning. What's that? In modern times, India and Russia have shared a long-standing strategic partnership from Cold War diplomacy to military and political cooperation. Russia has frequently supported India on international platforms, including at the United Nations. These historical facts are often cited by believers as evidence of an ancient karmic bond rather than mere political alignments. Some narratives suggest that this friendship predates modern politics and extends back to the era of Lord Krishna. According to legend, a northern king, sometimes named Rusk, that is R-U-S-K, or Rose, R-O-S-H, approached Lord Krishna during or after the Mahabharata war, seeking or serve dharma. Lord Krishna, preparing to leave the earlier relief is said to have blessed the king's land, declaring that it would remain strong in Kali Yuga, means Kali Yuga, and protect righteousness when adharma peaked. Again, it is important to note that such stories do not appear clearly in critical editions of Mahabharata, but circulate in folklore, religion, traditional and tradition and literary texts. Bhavishya, Malika and apocalyptic books, what they said. A major cause fueling these beliefs is the Bhavishya Malika, a prophetic text attributed to Acharyanandaji Das, a 15th to 16th century Odia saint and one of the Panchashak, means 5 grand saints of Odisha. He is believed by followers to be those who can see beyond the limit. Its Hindi word is Trikal Darshi, or the people who have the knowledge beyond the limit is Trikal Gyani. One who can see past, present and the future. It is called as Trikal Darshi, who sees what is past, present and what will be the future. The Bhavishya Malika contains numerous prophetics and about moral decline, wars, famine, natural disasters and the eventual arrival of Kalki Avatar. Some verses are interpreted as predicting a massive global conflict resembling a third world war involving India, China, Pakistan, Europe, the Middle East and the West. According to these interpretations, the war would last several years, result in unprecedented destructions, famine and social collapse, and calm millions of lives worldwide. However, the text is believed to suggest that India and Russia would ultimately survive the devastation through, though not without suffering. So these are the danger nations of the upcoming features what I am discussing about here in this video. Russia and India would ultimately survive the devastations through, though not without suffering. Believers argue that Russia's survival is linked to Krishna's ancient blessings, placing it as a protector of dharma in the final stage of Kali Yuga. Archaeological and other types of claims. Supporter of the theory of city archaeological findings in Russia and surrounding regions, claiming the discovery of symbolic such as swastika, fire altars, and idols assembling Hindu deities. They also point to linguistic similarities between Sanskrit and Slavic languages, suggesting a shared Indo-European root. Mainstream archaeological and linguistic to acknowledge Indo-European connections but do not support the conclusion that ancient Russia was a Hindu civilization. These interpretations remain speculative and are often criticized by so many selective using evidences. Hinduism in modern Russia. In recent decades, Hindu philosophy, especially through ISKCON and the Bhagavad Gita, has gained followers in Russia, while Hindus remain a small minority. Interest in yoga, Vedanta, and Krishna consequences has increased Russian traditionals tradition and towards the view of Bhagavad Gita are widely read not only by Hindus but also by spiritual seekers. Some enthusiasts interpret this culture interest as fulfillment of prophecy. However, from an academic perspective, this trend is better understood as part of global spiritual exchange rather than religious transformation of a nation. Now, what is the conclusion at the last? It is very, very important. Conclusion, faith, symbolism, and the future. The idea that Russia was blessed by Lord Krishna and destined to play a major role in the end of Kali Yuga exists at the intersection of faith, mythology, prophecy, and modern geopolitics. For believers, ancient texts are not merely stories but coded timelines of humanity's faith for sketchbook. These interpretations reflect symbolic thinking applied to contemporary anxiety. What is certain is that ancient sculptures like the Mahabharata and texts such as the Malika continue to influence how people interpret the present and imagine the future. Whether these prophecies are destiny or metaphor remains an open question right now. One that ultimately depends on personal beliefs rather than historical proofs. If everything is already written, the final question remains, are we moving blindly towards fate, or do we still have the power to choose a different path? Depends on you, what you choose. So this is the story which I took for my fans and friends around the globe. Please hit the subscribe bell and like below this video so that you never miss the upcoming mythological or different type of stories on Sunny GK World. Keep supporting and also follow my Facebook page, Instagram, thread, and our videos are also launched on Daily Motion channels. You can see you will get somewhere there on Daily Motion sites, and also we are launching Telegram channel very soon. So till then, take care, bye bye, love you all.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals that take us higher. The night's young and it's just begun.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Admin Sunny and you're watching Sunny's GK World. Means Sunny is the channel which blogs general knowledge of the entire globe. Now, this is a very, very beautiful and a very, very important video for those who are interested to know something more about the world. So so that my all Indians, Asians and international friends get engaged to learn more in their life which they don't know at all. Now here are few human beings which are of very under painful conditions and they are leading a very tough life for the God they have received from the God. Now, here I will going to talk about a woman who lives in water. Her name is Aruna Ghosh from India. Who is Aruna Ghosh? Aruna Ghosh from West Bengal suffers from a rare and painful medical condition. Whenever the wind blows, her entire body experiences unbearable pain. This is her very deep problem. As if her skin is burning, like she feels that her skin is burning in a fire. To get relief, she spends nearly 14 hours a day submerged in a nearby lake near to the house. The water soothes her pain, allowing her to survive. Because of her poor financial situation, the conditions are not like that, so she can able to take a proper treatment for the problem. Now, she cannot afford hospital treatment even, and instead depends on the lake for comfort. Her life is a heartbreaking example of human tolerance against extreme sufferings. Now, who is number two? The world's dirtiest man, Amu Haji from Iran. Amu Haji from Iran became world famous for his unusual lifestyle. He reportedly lived to be around 87 years of age right now. Though the text says 181 and had not bathed since 1954. Since 1954, he has not taken any bath. Now, this is very ridiculous to watch and listen about this. More than 60 years, man, he has not taken bath. He feared that bathing or coming into contact with water would make him sick. So he avoided it completely. This is a human mentality when in problem. Layers of dirt covered his body, man. He also hated fresh food and water. Instead, he drank animal urine and ate decayed meat. To trim his hair, he would burn it using fire rather than cutting it and using water somewhat. He preferred to sleep and rest in dirty surroundings. His strange habits made him known as the world's most dirtiest man ever. Now, here comes number three. The man who lives in an iron lung, Paul Alexander, USA. Paul Alexander from USA. Actually, Paul Alexander is from Texas, USA. Contracted polio when he was 6 years of age. The disease paralyzed his lungs, leaving him unable to breathe naturally since the year 1950s. He has lived inside an iron lung, a large metal machine that helped him to breathe. For over 70 years, Paul has lived inside this device. He studied, became a lawyer, and even wrote a book of all while being confined to the medicine. His story is one of extraordinary perseverance and adaptation to to a mechanical life. Now here comes number 4. The man who lives in a swamp. Now he is Miguel Restrepo from Colombia, sorry. Now Miguel Restrepo, a former drug addict from Colombia, decided to live in a sewer tank with his wife and dog. The sewer, just 3 meters long, has become their home for over 20 years now. He once lived on the streets and struggled with addictions. When he decided to quit drugs, his family and friends abandoned him, left with no money or home. He made the sewer his shelter. Inside, he has built a small kitchen, an oven, a TV, and even electricity. He decorates his home during festivals, proving that happiness does not always depend on luxurious life or from palace or from any well-cemented house. Happiness can come from any other places also if you are satisfied. Now here comes number 5, the man who raised his hand for 47 years. Sadhu Amar Bharati from India. Sadhu Amar Bharati, a Hindu holy man from Delhi, has kept one hand raised above his head since 1973, over 4 decades. He took his vow as a form of devotion to Lord Shiva and as an act of renunciation from worldly attachment. Due to keeping his hand raised for so long, the muscles have withered and the arm has become stiff and stuck in position. It's a painful but powerful symbol of his faith and spirituality towards Lord Shiva. Now here comes number 6, the man who has not cut his hair in 50 years. Since 50 years, he has not cut out his own hairs. Tran Van He from Vietnam. Tran Van He from Vietnam avoided cutting his hair for 50 years because he believed he would fall ill or may die if he did it. Very, very ridiculous all these things to hear that if you cut your hair you may die. What type of thinking is this? Over time, his hair grew into a huge coiled bun, measuring several meters long and weighing several kilograms now. His fear of bad luck turned into a record-breaking achievement. He became known as the man with the longest hair in the world. Wow! Now, on number 7 comes another gentleman, the man who has not eaten or drunk anything for 70 years. Prahlad Jani from India. Prahlad Jani, a holy man from Gujarat, claimed that he did not eaten or drunk anything for over 70 years now. Man is terrific. He believed that divine energy and air were enough to sustain him. Even scientists studied him in hospital for weeks and found no evidence of food or water intake. This is the proof of what you are devoting for. Johnny also claimed he did not urinate or defecate, saying that yoga and meditation helped him control all bodily needs. His case remains one of the great medical mysteries, man. Now, conjoined twin who lived for 66 years, Ronnie and Tony. Carry on from USA. Ronnie and Tony, you are great, man. Ronnie and Tony, carry on, were conjoined twins born in the US, United States. They shared the same abdomen and lower body. Doctor said Dad would not live alone. They will not live long, but they defied all expectations and lived 66 years. How medical failed us for saying that they will not live long. Where is that doctor? Then why are you saying if you are a doctor, you are not a God man? This is my interpretation for any doctor in the world. God has given, he will prove not a doctor. You doctors only summon, you cannot be forecast, okay? Setting a world record for the longest living conjoined twins in the world. They performed in very serious during their youth and later become local celebrities for their resilience and cheerful attitude towards their life. Beautiful, very nice. I like it. What can doctor do? Doctor is not God man. Number 9 comes the girl who lives in a plastic tub. Rehma Haruna from Nigeria. Rahman Haruna from Nigeria was born healthy, but at 6 months old, a mysterious illness stopped the growth of her limbs. Her arms and legs moves, leaving her unable to move. Since then, she lived her entire life in a plastic tub, which her family used to carry her from one place to another place. Despite her condition, she smiled and dreamed of owning a small grocery store. Wow. Her story inspired millions worldwide before she sadly passed away at the age of 90. So sorry for that. God will give you another chance, another life. My wishes, my prayer for this beautiful girl. So don't worry, I pray for your soul and in sunny here. Don't you worry. The man who lives alone in Antarctica is Alan, Antarctic researcher. Finally, there Alan, a man who lives entirely alone in Antarctica, one of the coldest and most desolated place on earth. He worked as a researcher or station keeper surrounded only by snow and ice. No trees there, no animals there, and no other human for hundreds of miles from the area. Despite the dislocation, Alan finds peace in his secluded areas and you can say solitude, and has adapted to life in one of the hottest environment on the planet. Now, these are 10 gentlemen about which I have talked about. Now, the conclusion here is this story shows that the world is full of incredible and unusual individuals who live in ways most of us can't imagine, man. Whether by choice, by faith, by circumstances, or by illness, each one of them teaches a unique lesson. Aruna reminds us of strength in pain. Number 2, Amu Haji of defense against norms. Number 3, Paul Alexander of courage in limitations. Now, next one is Miguel of hope is poverty. Another one is Amar Arati of spiritual devotion. Dan Ben Hay of faith in superstitions, and Prahlad Jani of mystery beyond science. Ronnie and Donnie, the two brothers of brotherhood in unity. Rema Haruna of acceptance and the grace. Alan of endurance in loneliness. They are living or we are living. Testaments be to how was. He said it is a dramatic lifestyle and it goes like that if the God has provided. This is Edmund Sunny saying goodbye to all my fans and friends who are watching my video. Before leaving this video, I only request to hit the subscribe bell and like under this video so that you never lose the upcoming another story on this channel, and make sure to hit the subscribe bell and like on my all other music channel also, movie channel. Sunny's Explain Movie channel is just launched so that you can understand the movie, the story fully in my style. Thank you so much for watching this video and make sure to follow the Facebook page, Instagram page, Thread page, and take care of yourself. Bye. Hello ladies and gentlemen, I hope you love this video. Before leaving the video, I request you once again to hit the subscribe bell and like this video and share this video link and the link of the channel on WhatsApp group, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest group so that others can the same knowledge as you got. Thank you so much. Keep loving the world and keep supporting me.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals they take us higher. The night's young and it's just begun.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, you are watching. I am Anthony, making this level from my side, and this is the video I have created only for educational and promotional use, so that a visitor, a fan can gain more knowledge for the world. That's the introduction, you man.
Geography of Spain. The history of Spain, from ancient civilizations to modern democracy. Spain's long and eventful history is the product of many civilizations: Iberians, Celts, Romans, Visigoths, and Moors, each leaving behind enduring cultural, architectural, and linguistic influences. Over thousands of years, Spain transformed from a prehistoric land of tribes into one of the greatest empires in world history, later experiencing decline, dictatorship, and finally a return to democracy in the 20th century. Prehistoric and early civilizations. Archaeological discoveries in Spain show evidence of human habitation dating back over 1 million years. The Atapuerca caves in northern Spain contain stone tools from nearly 1.4 million years ago, making them among the earliest traces of Homo species in Western Europe. Around 35,000 years ago, modern humans, Cro-Magnons, entered the Iberian Peninsula from northern regions, leaving behind striking cave paintings in Altamira, estimated to be about 15,000 years old. During the Neolithic and Bronze Ages, settlements such as Las Milares and El Argar flourished in eastern Spain, showcasing early social organization and metallurgy. Around 2500 BCE, nomadic tribes from the corded ware culture migrated into the peninsula, introducing new technologies, forced domestication, and possibly replacing much of the local male population, as suggested by modern DNA studies. Before the Roman era, the Iberian Peninsula was home to diverse groups: Iberians in the east, Celts and Celtiberians in the northern interior, Tartessians in the southwest, Lusitanians in the west, and Basques in the Pyrenees. Meanwhile, seafaring traders from the Phoenician, Greek, and Carthaginian civilizations established colonies along the coast, beginning around 1100 BCE. The Phoenicians founded Gadir, modern Cadiz, one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities in Europe. The Greeks later established Emporium, modern Emporiums, around 575 BCE, while the Carthaginians, successors of the Phoenicians, expanded their control during the 3rd century BCE, making Carthago Nova an important center. 46 BCE, Rome had expelled the Carthaginians and began a long process of conquest, completed by 19 BCE under Emperor Augustus. Roman rule transformed Hispania, as Spain was then called. Roads, cities, aqueducts, and laws spread across the peninsula. Latin became the dominant language, evolving over centuries into the modern Romance languages: Castilian, Spanish, Catalan, Galician, and others. Hispania produced notable Romans, such as the philosopher Seneca, the poet Lucan, and the emperor Trajan. Visigothic kingdom. After the collapse of the Roman Empire, the Visigoths, a Germanic tribe, established a kingdom in Spain in the 5th century CE, with Toledo as its capital. The Visigoths preserved many Roman institutions and legal systems, most famously codified in the Liber Judiciorum 654 CE, a law book that influenced Spanish jurisprudence for centuries. The Visigoths adopted Roman culture and Christianity, creating a relatively unified kingdom. However, internal divisions weakened them, paving the way for a new conqueror from across the sea. Hasdrubal, Muslim Constantine Al-Andalus. In 711 CE, Muslim forces from North Africa, under the Umayyad Caliphate, invaded and defeated the Visigoths. This began nearly 8 centuries of Islamic presence in the Iberian Peninsula, known as Al-Andalus. Under Muslim rule, Spain became a center of learning, architecture, and science. Cities like Cordoba, Granada, and Seville became symbols of cultural brilliance, where Muslims, Christians, and Jews coexisted and exchanged ideas. However, political unity did not last. By the 11th century, Al-Andalus fragmented into small Taifa kingdoms, making it vulnerable to attacks from northern Christian states. The Reconquista, Christian reclamation of Spain. The Reconquista, reconquest, was a centuries-long campaign by Christian kingdoms in the north to reclaim land from Muslim rulers. Key victories, such as the capture of Toledo in 1085 and the decisive battle of Las Navas de Tolosa in 1212, gradually turned the tide. By 1250, only the Kingdom of Granada remained under Muslim control. Finally, in 1492, Granada fell to the joint forces of King Ferdinand of Aragon and Queen Isabella of Castile, completing the Reconquista. That same year, 1492, marked 2 other historic milestones: the expulsion of Jews from Spain and Christopher Columbus's voyage to the Americas, which launched the Spanish Empire. The rise and fall of the Spanish Empire. The late 15th and 16th centuries were Spain's golden age. Spain became a global superpower with vast colonies across the Americas, Asia, and Africa. The riches of gold and silver from the New World fueled its economy and financed monumental art and architecture. The reigns of Charles I, Emperor Charles V, and Philip II marked the height of Spanish influence, with Madrid established as the capital in 1561. However, this dominance also led to military overstretch and costly wars. In 1588, Spain's Armada failed to invade England, signaling the beginning of decline. Throughout the 17th century, wars.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you love this video. If you're liking the video, I request you once again to hit the subscribe button and like the video and share the video link. And the link of the channel on WhatsApp group, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest group, so that you can save knowledge as you go. Thank you so much. Keep loving the world and keep supporting.
Napoleonic era and 19th century turmoil. In 1808, Napoleon invaded Spain, installing his brother Joseph Bonaparte as king. Spanish resistance, supported by Britain, led to the Peninsular War, one of the bloodiest chapters in Spanish history. The war devastated the country, but fostered a sense of national identity. The liberal Constitution of 1812, drafted during this period, marked Spain's first experiment with constitutional monarchy. However, the 19th century remained unstable, with power alternating between monarchies, republics, and dictatorships. Spain also suffered massive colonial losses. By the 1820s, most of its American colonies had gained independence. The final blow came with the Spanish-American War of 1898, when Spain lost its last major colonies, Cuba, Puerto Rico, and the Philippines. 20th century, dictatorship and democracy. The early 20th century brought King Alfonso III faced growing unrest, leading to the establishment of the Second Spanish Republic. 1931 to 1939, but political divisions between left-wing Republicans and right-wing nationalists erupted into the Spanish Civil War, 1936 to 1939. General Francisco Franco, supported by Nazi Germany and Fascist Italy, emerged victorious and ruled as a dictator until his death in 1975. Franco's regime was marked by censorship, repression, and centralized control, but also modernization and economic growth in later decades. After Franco's death, King Juan Carlos I restored the monarchy and guided Spain toward democracy. The 1978 Constitution established Spain as a parliamentary democracy with a constitutional monarchy. This transition, known as the Spanish Transition, became a global model for peaceful democratization. Spain joined the European Economic Community, now the EU, in 1986 and adopted the euro in 1998, strengthening its position in Europe. In 2014, King Juan Carlos abdicated in favor of his son, King Felipe VI, who continues to reign today. Passion, language, and culture. Spain's linguistic diversity reflects its complex history. While Castilian Spanish is the official national language, several regions have co-official languages. Catalan in Catalonia and the Balearic Islands, in Valencia. Galician in Galicia, Basque Euskera in the Basque Country and parts of Navarre. Except for Basque, all are Romance languages derived from Latin. These languages thrive in media, education, and literature, embodying Spain's cultural pluralism. The roots of Spanish literature trace back to the Cantar de Nino Cid, the oldest epic poem in Castilian. The 13th century saw the rise of universities in Leon, Salamanca, and Valencia, helping shape Spain's intellectual heritage. Later, in 1492, Antonio de Nebria published Gramática de la Lengua Castellana, the first grammar of any modern European language, a testament to Spain's cultural leadership. Geography and climate. Spain's geography contributes to its climatic diversity. The Pyrenees and Cantabrian Mountains influence weather patterns, separating humid northern regions from the drier central plateau or meseta. Northern Spain, Galicia to Catalonia, enjoys a maritime climate, mild and rainy year-round. Central Spain experiences continental Mediterranean conditions, hot summers and cold winters. Southern Spain, including Andalusia, has semi-arid to subtropical climates, while the Canary Islands enjoy an Atlantic subtropical environment. This climatic variety allows Spain to produce diverse crops, from northern vineyards to southern olive groves, and supports tourism across beaches, mountains, and cultural landmarks. Ethnic composition in society. Over centuries, waves of settlers and conquerors, Celts, Romans, Visigoths, Arabs, and others, shaped Spain's population. Modern Spaniards are thus a rich blend of Mediterranean, European, and North African ancestry. Today, Spain is known for its cultural vibrancy, regional autonomy, and historical pride. Its architecture, from Roman ruins to Moorish palaces, languages, and traditions illustrate a nation built on layers of history. Resilient, diverse, and deeply influential in the shaping of the modern world. In summary, Spain's story is one of conquest and coexistence, decline and rebirth. From prehistoric cave dwellers to a democratic European power, its journey reflects the dynamic interplay of cultures that forged one of the most fascinating nations in human civilization. 1,210 words.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you love this video. If you're liking the video, I request you once again to hit the subscribe button and like this video and share this video. And the link of the channel on WhatsApp group, Facebook, Instagram, and Facebook. So that the same knowledge as you got. Thank you so much. Keep loving the world and keep supporting.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals that take us higher. The night's young, it has just begun.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, you are watching Edwin Sunny's GQ World. I am Edwin Sunny, making disclaimer from my side that this is The video I have created only for educational and promotional use so that a visitor, a fan can increase his own knowledge for the world. Let's begin today's video, man.
Architecture, purpose, and cultural significance. The Great Wall of China, a monument of history, defense, and civilization. The Great Wall of China is not a single continuous structure, but rather a remarkable series of walls and fortifications built over a span of more than 2,300 years. Its purpose was primarily defensive, to protect the agricultural heartlands of northern China from the raids and invasions of nomadic tribes from the steppes of Mongolia. Beyond its practical function, however, the wall became a powerful symbol of Chinese unity, strength, and endurance. Declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1987, it remains one of the most iconic landmarks of the human civilization. Early construction, fragmented walls in warring states, 7th century BCE to 3rd century BCE. The story of the Great Wall begins in the 7th century BCE, when China was divided into small rival kingdoms. These states were constantly threatened not only by each other, but also by nomadic groups from the north, such as the Dong and the Xiongnu. Chu State, one of the first to build defensive barriers. It created the so-called Square Wall, designed to protect its northern capital and territory. Qi State constructed large defensive embankments using rivers, hills, and man-made walls. The Qi Wall stretched to the Yellow Sea, built with tamped earth and stone. Yan State erected two defensive lines, the northern wall and the Yishui Wall, against nomadic threats in rival states like Qi and Zhao. Zhao, Wei, and Zheng states each developed their own wall systems, often using rammed earth technology. These fortifications were less about unifying China and more about regional defense. Thus, by the 4th century BCE, northern China was already a patchwork of defensive walls, which would later form the foundation for the imperial Great Wall. The Qin Dynasty, 221 to 206 BCE, first unification of the wall. When Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of China, unified the warring states in 221 BCE, he faced the challenge of securing his northern frontier from the fearsome Xiongnu. He ordered General Meng Tian to connect and extend the existing walls of Yan, Zhao, and Qin into a single defensive system. This created what was known as the 10,000-line wall, about 5,000 kilometers. The construction relied on rammed earth, stones, and forced labor. Millions of conscripted peasants, soldiers, and prisoners worked under harsh conditions. Countless lives were lost. Although this Qin wall was monumental, it quickly fell into disrepair after the dynasty collapsed in 206 BCE. Still, Qin Shi Huang set the precedent for future dynasties to maintain and expand the wall. The Han Dynasty, 206 BCE to 220 CE, the Wall and the Silk Road. The Han Dynasty, especially under Emperor Wu, 141 to BCE, revived the wall to defend against the Xiongnu and to protect the emerging Silk Road trade network. Construction stretched westward across Gansu and Xinjiang, reaching as far as Lapner. New techniques included beacon towers every 5 li, about 2 kilometers, watchtowers every 10 li, and garrisons every 30 li. The wall not only provided security, but also regulated trade, migration, and taxation along the Silk Road. During this time, the wall became both a military barrier and an instrument of economic control. From the Northern Dynasty to the Yuan Dynasty, 3rd to 14th century. Over the next 1,000 years, different dynasties modified and repaired the wall depending on military needs. Northern Wei, 386 to 534 CE, built long stretches to defend against Yuan and Khitan tribes. Northern Qi, 550 to 5577 CE, carried out massive construction projects with over 1.8 billion workers, extending the wall nearly 900 miles. Sui Dynasty, 581 to 618 CE, ordered 7 major repairs in less than 40 years. Tang Dynasty, 618 to 907 CE, largely abandoned the wall because China had expanded far beyond it and defeated the nomads militarily. Song Dynasty, 60 to 1279 CE, faced constant threats from the Liao and Jin, but lacked resources to fully restore the wall. Yuan Dynasty, 1206 to 1368 CE. The Mongols controlled all of China and saw little use for the wall, though they maintained certain passes for commerce and rebellion control. By the end of the Yuan period, the wall was in ruins, awaiting its greatest reconstruction under the Ming. The Ming Dynasty, 1368 to 1644, the wall we know today. When the Ming Dynasty came to power after expelling the Mongols, they faced the constant danger of renewed invasions. Thus, they launched the most ambitious rebuilding of the Great Wall. Materials and techniques. Unlike earlier dynasties that relied on rammed, the Ming used bricks, cut stone blocks, and mortar reinforced with sticky rice. This made the wall far stronger and more durable. Design. The wall averaged 26 feet, 7 to 8 feet high, with a width of 21 feet at the base and 19 feet at the top. Watchtowers, beacon towers, and fortified passes, such as Zhuangguan and Shanhaiguan, strengthened its defense. Strategic gates. Zhuyang Pass, near Beijing, was among the most crucial, protecting the capital from northern invasion. Dual walls. In many places, the Ming built inner and outer walls, creating layers of defense. It is estimated that over 8,000 miles, 13,000 kilometers of walls, including natural barriers, towers, and trenches, were maintained during the Ming. Much of what tourists see today, battling Mutianyu scimitar, dates back to this era. Qing Dynasty, Qing 1844 to 1911, decline of the wall. The Manchu rulers of the Qing Dynasty did not emphasize the wall as much as the Ming. Instead, they followed a strategy of diplomatic integration and alliances with Mongols and Tibetans. As the empire expanded deep into Central Asia, the wall lost much of its military significance. It gradually decayed, though certain sections were repaired for local defense and symbolism. Has structure and features of the Great Wall. The wall was not simply a single barrier. It was a complex military system with several components. 1. Walls, constructed from local materials, tamped earth in deserts, stone in mountains, bricks near cities. Heights range from 15 to 30 feet, wide enough at the top for soldiers and horses. 2. Watchtowers, built at regular intervals for surveillance and signaling. 3. Beacon towers, used for communication through fire signals by night and smoke signals by day. 4. Passes and fortresses, strategic strongholds like Jaiguan, Western End, and Shanhaiguan. The Eastern End, known as First Pass Under Heaven. 5. Moats and ramps, added in some regions for extra protection. This integrated system allowed China to monitor movement, respond quickly to invasions, and regulate commerce. Purposes of the Great Wall. The wall served multiple roles across centuries. 1. Defense. Its primary function was to protect China from northern nomadic invasions, particularly from the Xiongnu, Mongols, and other steppe tribes. 2. Border control. Controlled immigration and smuggling. It also allowed the Chinese Empire to collect tariffs on trade along the Silk Road. 3. Symbolic power. It projected Chinese authority, discipline, and the idea of a unified empire. Even when militarily less effective, it remained a psychological barrier. Cultural significance in mythology. The Great Wall has long been a symbol of Chinese culture. Legend. The story of Meng Jianzi, whose tears collapsed a section of the wall when her husband died during construction, reflects both the suffering of the laborers and the human cost of the project. Symbolism. By the 20th century, the wall became a national icon, representing resilience and pride. Mao Zedong famously declared, "He who has not climbed the Great Wall is not a true hero." Tourism. Today, reconstructed sections like Badeling attract millions of visitors annually. Preservation and challenges. Despite its fame, large portions of the wall have eroded or disappeared due to natural weathering, neglect, and human destruction. During the 20th century, some villages dismantled wall sections to use bricks for houses. Since the 1980s, however, conservation efforts have increased. UNESCO Heritage, 1987, gave it global recognition. Restoration projects at Mutianyu, Scimitar, and Jiayuguan have revived major sections. Laws now protect the wall from further damage, though illegal construction and tourism pressures remain challenges. Conclusion. The Great Wall of China is far more than just an ancient barrier. It is a living chronicle of Chinese history, stretching across dynasties, cultures, and landscapes. Built through the sweat and sacrifice of millions, it embodies the themes of defense, unity, endurance, and identity. From its fragmented beginnings and warring states to the grandeur of the Ming Dynasty, the wall reflects the evolution of Chinese civilization. While it could not always stop invasions, it stood as a line of resistance, a regulator of trade, and a symbol of cultural pride. Today, the Great Wall continues to inspire awe as one of the greatest architectural achievements in human history. Standing on its ancient stones, one feels not only the weight of centuries, but also the
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you loved this video. Before leaving the video, I request you once again to hit the subscribe button and like on this video and share this video link and the link of the channel on WhatsApp group, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest group so that others get the same knowledge as you got. Thank you so much. Keep loving the world and keep supporting.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals that take us higher. The night's young, it has just begun.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, you are watching Edwin Sunny's Cinque Terre. I am Edwin Sunny, making disclaimer from my side that this is the video I have created only for educational and promotional use so that a visitor, a fan can increase his own knowledge for the world. Let's begin today's video, man.
The history and geography of Georgia, created by Admin Sunny for educational purpose only to grow your knowledge about the world. Introduction. The country of Georgia is a small but historically rich nation located at the crossroads of Eastern Europe and Western Asia, nestled in the South Caucasus region. Despite its modest size, Georgia's history is deeply fascinating, stretching back thousands of years to the prehistoric era. It has been shaped by powerful kingdoms, foreign invasions, golden ages, and modern struggles for independence. Alongside its history, Georgia also boasts breathtaking landscapes, diverse climates, rich flora and fauna, and a vibrant culture that reflects centuries of interaction with neighboring civilizations. This article will explore Georgia's story in detail, from ancient kingdoms to the modern republic, while also highlighting its geography, people, and environment. Ancient Georgia, prehistory, 4th century AD. The lands of present-day Georgia hold some of the earliest evidence of human civilization. Archaeological discoveries reveal winemaking. Georgia is often called the birthplace of wine, with evidence of winemaking dating back over 8,000 years. Gold and textiles, ancient mines and weaving tools prove the region was advanced in metallurgy and fabric production. By the classical era, two important kingdoms emerged. One, Colchis, located in the fertile Colchida lowland, famous for the myth of Jason and the Argonauts seeking the Golden Fleece. Two, Iberia, Kartli, situated in eastern Georgia, playing a crucial role in shaping the Georgian national identity. A turning point came